stomach, the most dangerous woman alive. I think she's the greatest striker alive today. Off another $1 million, the great Dakota Ditcheva. What's up,
Hello, guys.
Hi.
What's happening, lady?
You okay?
We're doing great. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I'm full of a cold. I feel like I'm on a little bit of a come down. My body's giving up on me now after this year, but yeah, I'm all good. Thank you.
You look great. It looks like you weren't even in a fight.
I know. Someone said that to me afterwards. They were like, "You've not even got a mark on your face." I was like,
"That's how it's done, baby. That's how it's done." I love it. Well, you are officially a PFL flyweight world champ. It's got a nice ring to it.
Double champ.
Double champ. Excuse me. But yeah, what an incredible performance. I'm sure I know you're sick, but I'm sure you're on cloud 9 right now.
Yeah, no, I am super happy. I am super happy. You know, it was like the 2 years in the making, and I can't believe I've actually done it now and it's over. It's crazy because I always remind myself, like during fight week, you know, just soak up the moment because it's over so quickly, and it really is. Like, it's done now. The next day, it's just like back to normal life again. So, I'm very happy though. Very happy.
Speaking of, go ahead, Dave.
No, you got C's in your lap. I thought you needed a second. The two things I really want to push the most. First of all, Dakota, you have been so great to us at Fight Bananas. We appreciate you. We are so thankful for you. It was Thanksgiving last week, and your fight was beyond the day. And I was like, dude, we are thankful for some Dakota Ditcheva. So that we want to give her up first. Second of all, I remember talking to you after Nashville about this. I am in awe. I love your kind of post-fight, like, hey, whatever someone said to me, I'm going to use, like, I'm just going to be real and raw afterwards. You did the lipstick thing. You did the whole thing. I loved your kind of, it's not new, but it's just like, hey, if someone says bad, the Barbie, all that, I'm going to let it be known. I love how real you are when you do get that microphone after a win, like always.
Yeah, I'm kind of known for it now, I think. And people were saying to me beforehand, like, what are you going to say this time? What's going to be your celebration? And I was like, I'm not really too sure. But then I always end up with something, don't I? And this one went just as viral as the last one as well. So,
of course.
Yeah, you know what I'm like. I kind of keep quiet until it's my time to speak after I've put on a show. And that's what I did again.
I love it. Yeah. And speaking of to the Barbie side of you, I know you've been wanting to fight in a skirt for a long time. I saw PFL finally made it happen. Are you going to stick with it the whole time?
Yeah, my next thing is I want it to be pink.
So yeah.
I'm going to be saying that for next year. I'm not sure I'll get that, but I do want a pink skirt next time. And yeah, Takedown did really well because they made that literally straight after the last fight, and they turned it over so quickly for me. So yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to sit down now. We've got a little bit more time and like make it all perfect and change a few things with it. And then yeah, it'll be staying for next year for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Elle.
I was to say, how was fighting in this shirt? I know that tends to help grapplers. Like, how did you feel about having to do that?
Yeah, no, I did think about that, especially because she likes the body lock, and that's kind of where the material was. So I did have that in my mind, to be honest, which is funny. But yeah, I didn't feel like it helped her too much. But for sure, normally, like when I fight, that area is kind of just skin, so it maybe helps her get a grip a little bit more. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, after this win, everyone online is trying to basically rush you to the UFC. Like, everybody's like, when are you going? But I love how you have such a great game plan, it sounds like. You're very ready to just stick with the PFL for now. Can you just talk to us a little more about the thought behind that and why that's important to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's lovely that everyone's saying that. And I do actually see myself as, like, one of the top flyweights in the world right now. But I'm 26, you know. A lot of fighters I've seen have gone early to the UFC and then kind of a few years come back out of it, you know, and then where do they go from there? So for me, like, PFL are coming up with so many new opportunities. Like, I don't even know if that one day will be, like, the option for me. We'll see, because right now, like, I've just done the European, won that. I've just done the Worlds, won that, you know, and I feel like there's still a few girls over this side that I can compete against. So yeah, PFL, they're everywhere as well. They're into all sorts. So I feel like not just MMA, but there's other options for me, you know, if we can work together. And I want to be able to go back to Manchester and put a card on there. And I feel like I'm kind of at the top of the PFL now. I can work with them a little bit and try and get things like that back home in Manchester. And I think that's kind of my goal for now, is to keep working with them and just, you know, taking my time, because like I said, I'm 26 and I don't want to rush this.
Right.
Absolutely.
We were kind of talking about amongst us what was next for you, because you did beat the girl that everybody like said she's the best one in the PFL right now. So what are your thoughts on, like, have they talked about maybe adding bantamweight? And if they do you have any interest in becoming a 2-weight class champion?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, bantamweight has not been something that I've thought about right now. It was more something that I would think about when I've like completely cleared out everyone in the world at flyweight. Because flyweight's like the perfect weight for me. You know, it's not a hard cut for me. I would probably be a little bit too light for bantamweight right now. If you put me against Kayla, like, look how strong she is.
Right.
You know, investing at bantamweight. So I wouldn't be able to compete size-wise like that. So it'd be silly for me to even think about that. But yeah, it maybe in the future it'd be something that I'd think about. But right now it is difficult, because they probably put Tyler and Liz in the competition to maybe slow me down a little bit, and it didn't work. So it's hard now. We need to bump our heads together and see what we can come up with.
What a great spot to be in.
Yeah,
amazing.
It is. It's not too bad.
Amazing. So talking about like the PFL and having different opportunities, one opportunity I was lucky enough, I was there in Washington, D.C. There's not a lot of time, Dakota, like even the UFC or PFL, that they put a kind of fighter in the now. Like, you're still, at least for me, definitely ascending. Your future is probably brighter than even your past, right? And they still put you on that platform with like Jake Paul and Francis, and to do all that. Is that stuff that interests you? Your vlogs are amazing. Everything outside of fighting, is that something you want to do more with the PFL? Kind of, you know, press conferences, commentary, hosting, that stuff. Is that another angle you would want to do with them?
Yeah, definitely. It's 100% something that I want to kind of start now, you know, so that I can gain experience with things like that. And I just love any kind of sports, like any like football games in America they want to send me to, any like ice hockey matches. I'm always there, because I just love being a part of like different sports, you know, the basketball. So not even just MMA, I just want to be able to, you know, show my face around different sports and be able to mix it all up and, you know, talk about other people for once. You know, it's nice to speak about other people and other fighters. And like I said about the Manchester card, it's amazing that I get the opportunity to sit up there at the top and be one of the people that brings a card back home for other fighters to be on and showcase the skills, because that's maybe what I needed at a really low level before I signed with the PFL. So the fact that I'm in the position now to be able to, you know, even to have discussions like this with big promotions to kind of bring it back to Manchester and get, you know, fighters that I've worked with before on the shows is like a big thing for me. It's something that I'll be proud of if I can get, you know, a lot of people noticed and on the path of their career. Yeah.
Another thing right after your fight that I think your management team made and posted, all grown men made cry. It was your awesome video with you kind of fighting as a little girl, as a kid, and then like growing up into it. How cool was that? Did you know that was going to happen? Was that your management team that made that?
Yeah, my management team made that. That's obviously like an old video that they took off my page. And even like when I saw it, it made me really emotional, because I don't think back that far. Like, sometimes I forget how far I've actually come. Like, I'm crying in that video. I hated fighting at 4 years old, and I stopped, and I didn't come back to it till I was 13. So it just shows, you know, like what amazing parents like my mum and dad, who let me find my own way, put me into other sports and let me come back to it myself, and then supported me when I did choose it. And look what's happened now. Like, it's crazy to look back at videos like that, but it's also amazing to see as well.
I didn't know you quit and came back. What made you decide to take it back up when you got older?
Yeah, I think I tried every other sport. Like, I probably tried it at 4 years old, because I was just involved in my mum's gym all the time. I was there all the time. So it's kind of just like natural for me to do it. But at 4 years old, I didn't enjoy it after that. And my mum never wanted me to be a fighter. It wasn't something that she wanted me to do at all. So she pushed me into like dancing, singing, gymnastics, every other like girly sport you could think of to try and get me to do something like that. But yeah, I came back to it when I was like 13, 14, and it was something that I decided to do. You know, she still had the gym, and it was something that just naturally happened. And I think that's why I love it so much now, for sure.
You tried everything else and nothing came close.
I tried it, and I do love other sports, but nothing. I don't love anything more than this for sure.
There's nothing like MMA. I mean, come
No.
on.
There's nothing like punching each other in the face. Like
seriously,
Everything else is boring.
amazing. So, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say a great question. One of our fans wrote in there, said, Dakota, did you know you hurt her badly at the end of round 1?
Yeah, to be honest, as soon as I hit her with the first inside leg kick, her face changed. Her face changed completely. And it often does on a lot of people that I fight. I notice it straight away. They really do underestimate me. And I'm not just saying this. They don't just say things for the media. I think they generally look at me and think, oh, she's just like not strong. She's just super skinny and tall. She's a Barbie. Like, the people do look at me like that. And as soon as I hit her, I could see her face change straight away. And then every shot after that, she was making like noises, like everything was hurting her that I was hitting her with. So I knew straight away it was either at the end of that round or the next round she weren't coming out of.
I noticed you do something. I'm sorry, Maddie, you had a question that you were about to ask.
Go for it. Go for it.
I noticed you do something, and I've never asked you about this, so why not ask you about it on air? So you don't usually dig underhooks on the cage. And I noticed that, like, sometimes you do, but you use the frame way more. What makes you want to do that, and why is that your go-to? Just because it's a little bit more unusual. I think you go frame and then fight the hand, right?
Yeah. I think it's probably from my Thai boxing background. The clinch is like second nature to me, so I probably have transferred that over to MMA and probably made it my own little twist. So I think that's probably what I do, create the space a lot, using the forearms. I think rather than grabbing an underhook and staying attached, I think I prefer to just like push out. Yeah,
gives you more opportunity to open up and strike instead of re-wrestle off of it. I love it.
Yeah.
I was watching the whole time. I was like, this is so good.
Yeah. I think I work a lot with Cody as well, like not tying my own arms up, you know. I like to like be able to get the space. I think a few times I got the space and then I was able to elbow over the top, or, you know, we worked that a lot, being able to kind of not attach ourselves and throw the shots on the way out. Yeah.
The quicker you can throw the shots, the better, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. Like, if I was fighting you, I'd want to be attached to you as much as possible. Like, I don't want you at range.
That's what everyone tries to do.
So you're under Mike Brown. You're at ATT. I mean, Mike Brown has coached some of the best in the game: Dustin Poirier, Jorge, Kayla Harrison, Dan Hooker, you name it. And he says about you, she's going to be a huge star. She's going to be one of the biggest names in mixed martial arts. For a guy like him to say that about you, I mean, how does that make you feel?
Crazy, to be honest. Like, when I first came to ACT, like, Conan, Mike Brown, Mako were all coaches that people had spoke to me about. And like, a lot of fighters had talked about, like, yeah, ATT, I've got Mike Brown, they've got Conan, and we've got this person and that person. And now I get coached by them and get to showcase like the stuff we worked on in the gym, in the cage. Like, it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. And when I see like PFL posting photos, like where they've videos where they've like interviewed Mike and he's speaking so highly of me, like the amount of fighters he's come across and coached, and he speaks like that of me, is like, it's a dream come true, really. But I don't let it get to my head too much. Like, I've got to keep working and keep.
It's important, right?
Keep improving, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm here to do. You know, train hard, put on performances, and that's kind of what helps him speak so highly of me like that. So I have to keep that going and always remember that.
Great question here from Sean Sterling. How was it to finally be able to throw elbows? Glad PFL added those in.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was a little bit rusty. I didn't get too much time to work on them because I only found out like at the start of this last camp. So I would have liked to have maybe shaken off the rust a little bit more, but it was nice to be able to put them back in the game a little bit and switch things up. And I feel like my clinch I use a lot in my last fights, but it maybe was used a little bit different this time with the elbows in, so that was nice as well. It was I hope that PFL keep the elbow in next year. I
think they will. It was so successful, I feel.
Yeah.
Or at least the fans responding to it, they seemed to really like it.
Yeah, for sure they did.
I know you're joining us. You're on a little mini vacay. We don't want to take a ton more of your time. One last thing, at least from me, that you mentioned kind of earlier, and it kind of went a little bit through the cracks, but I'm going to jump on it. You mentioned next year. Oh yeah, like you kind of this. So I don't think it's breaking news or anything, but are you 100% doing the flyweight tournament 2025 for the PFL next year? Is that happening?
No, I'm not 100% doing the tournament. We have to sit down and speak about it. I think it's difficult because, like we said, I've beat the top girl. If you put me in a tournament with similar girls again, people that Tyler has beat as well, like, is that going to grow me as a fighter? I don't really think it is. So I think we need to come up with a little bit of a different idea. You know, I want to keep progressing and fighting better people and getting more competition. And I don't know whether that's kind of the best thing for me. So we definitely need to sit down and speak about it. But it isn't 100% set that I will be doing the tournament again next year. No.
Wow. Okay.
Would we ever possibly see you boxing?
Maybe you might see me box next year. We'll see. Maybe
Hell yeah.
PFL will allow me to do that. I don't know. But then who would I box in? Who would I box with? And I'm very much like.
How about Amanda?
Difficult.
I think she's too big.
Amanda Serrano.
She's
Jake
big, right?
Paul.
Somebody brought that up, but isn't she like 140, 145?
Maybe, I'm not sure actually.
She's
I haven't
pretty
thought
big.
about it. But the other thing as well is, like, I want to be like #1 flyweight in MMA, and I don't really want a distraction just yet. Like, I'm here to be like the #1 fighter. I don't want to just be like an influencer that gets kind of paid to do different stuff. So
Right.
I don't know whether I want to do that switch yet. I want to like be taken serious in this fighting world, and that's kind of my main focus for now. So I don't know. We'll have to speak about it and see what happens. If they come up with some crazy amount of money, then.
Right? Money talking.
I mean, forget what I said.
You got $1 million right now. You're set, girl.
I know. But,
No, taxes, that goes away quick. That goes away quick. A nice house, a car.
Do you get taxed in both countries?
No.
Oh,
I don't
good.
think we get
That's
taxed
good.
No, so yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Amazing. Dude, I got nothing else. Dakota, I think you know this about us. We are humongous Dakota Ditcheva people here at Fight Bananas.
thank
We
you.
push and promote like always. It's easy because what you do. So, but just very happy for you and your success, and cannot wait to see what is next for Dakota Ditcheva in 2025. I like it. It's a little mysterious. I like
It
that.
is.
I like
It is.
that.
But thank you for all the support this year, guys. I appreciate you so much.
Always.
love you.
Enjoy your time off.
Thank you. See you later, guys.
See ya.
2024 PFL Flyweight